Just, had a rough upbringing and had to deal with whatever just kept getting thrown at us. So
You grew up in New York City?
yeah, well, I was born in New York, and then my father was a pro boxer. He boxed over at Custom Autos when he was at Gramercy Gym, and then he just wanted to be a gangster and loved to drink and from Ireland and shit. So it's like we ended up getting taken out of the home. My mother got depressed. He was beating her up.
How old were you when you got taken out?
69, like almost 7 years old.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so then we went to like fucked up foster homes, like crazy shit happening. And then they shut that home down. They found out what was going on. And
this is in the 70s.
Yeah. This
I'm
was
sure
the
New
early
York City
70s.
foster homes were not the best.
No, this was in Long Island.
Oh, shit.
And then first I went to one in Brooklyn, and then in Bay Ridge, actually. And then that one, the father got cancer, the foster father. Real nice people, and then they couldn't take care of us anymore.
That place was okay before that?
Yeah, they were nice people to us.
And you got sent to a nightmare spot.
Then we got sent to the fucking nightmare. We got separated. Me and my younger brother went to this house, and the fucked up shit started. And then my other brother got sent to another foster home, and then it was like during the Vietnam shit, so the refugees was coming over, and the foster father was like molesting the Vietnamese girls, and then they found out about that, shut that house, and then put him in with us.
How many people were in the house? How many kids?
I don't know that house how many there were, but there was 6 in the house where we was in, and they was all getting money for having kids there, and then feeding us dog food and making us sleep in the garage, never allowed to go in the refrigerator, fucking.
And you're too young to even, and back then there's much less outlets to even talk about it. Who the fuck can you even tell it?
Well, you know what? I did try to say something because the foster father used to beat the shit out of us, and then I had like bruises, and I went to school, and I tried to, like, we went there first in the summer, so it was like they just were doing crazy shit to us. And then when the school came, I tried to tell the nurse and the principal,
like, hey, listen.
And then they called him down. And he's like, oh, yeah, they make up stories to get back, but their mothers, my mother was taking pills and shit at the time for depression. So then they believed what the foster father said, because they're like, none of the other kids are complaining. It's just he thinks that he's going to, and we left there. He takes me in his car to Pilgrim State Mental Hospital. So all the patients are outside. And he drags me over to the fence, smashes my face against the fence. And all these, like, crazy fucking people are grabbing my face. And, like, he's like, if you ever say anything again, we're going to put you in here. No one's ever going to find you. And Jesus, you're like a little kid. Christ. You I
mean, I would scare a grown man, never mind a little kid.
Yeah, I mean, dude, it was fucked up. And, like, we never said nothing. But then my older brother, E, started keeping a diary of everything they did to us, fed us. Like, this bitch made us fucking Oreo spit sandwiches, like, scraped the Oreo filling off the Oreo and spit it in a bowl and put it on green molded bread. They fed us whatever rotten cold cuts, tea with Cheerios. Like, we literally had to steal the dog's food to eat sometimes.
Jesus
Like,
Christ.
we were eating Alpo biscuits, Alpo and fucking Milk-Bone dog biscuits. And, like, then we found out where they was keeping the money, and we started stealing the money from them.
At that point.
Yeah, and then, like, we just learned how to scam. Fucking, that was it, man.
How many years were you there?
Like 6 years.
Holy shit.
Yeah, and then...
so until you were like a preteen, teenager.
Yeah, I was, when I came out of there, I was... 13, pushing 14, and then we went to this house in Garden City in like late 75, and it was a really rich family, and like we had the same last name as them.
What kind of part of Long Island was the first one?
The what?
The first house was what part of Long Island?
Deer Park. And then they put us in Garden City.
All together, your brothers?
Yeah, and it was the president of the bank and their last name, my name is John Joseph McGowan, and their name was McGowan. So it's like, you don't think of it, but like when you're in school, we were in the other foster home, we were like the freak kids. Fucking everybody picked on us, and like, you know, it just made me become like, you know, the first time they used to put out like green molded. Everybody was like, "Yo, why is their last name this and your last name's that?" When they signed, like it was just one, and then like they're making us climb into the poor box to take people's hand-me-downs, and you show up to school with another motherfucker's, yo, that's my shirt, like, you know, and all
Just
that.
another
type.
reason to be an outsider they're giving you, basically.
Yeah,
too.
then like we started going into the homeroom in the morning, and everybody would have their lunches in there, and then we would hide in that closet and like eat their shit, and you know, so they made us go to school with rotten, moldy sandwiches and put it in. Everybody else had lunch boxes, you know, whatever the fuck, and nice brown paper bags. They put our lunch in a fucking Italian bread bag that long, and they didn't use saran wrap. They used the old moldy Wonder Bread bags. So one time I was like, we were so embarrassed, like we would open the shit up under the table and pull the sandwich out and hide it and eat it. And then this kid fucking came up behind me and grabbed it and like, you know, like made fun of me to the lunchroom. I just got up and I fucking decked that motherfucker and fucking, that was it. But nobody fucked with
After that,
us
no one took
again.
your sandwiches, I'm sure.
And we started throwing all the lunches down the sewer.
Everybody
on the way
else's?
to school. No, our
Oh,
lunches.
yours, okay.
So like, it was just, I wrote about it in my memoir, The Evolution of a Cro-Magnon. It was just like, you know, you talk about, you know, your attitude being forged in fire. That was like, you know,